This is how you recognize that a negative spirit or power is bound to you. Is there a shadow over your existence? Some people are convinced that there is a curse or other negative spell on their lives. They think that they are haunted by bad luck, and everything we touch runs through our hands like sand, instead of remaining tangible. There are indeed lucky and unlucky people among us who seem to have leased life on the dark side. Many people believe that karma is the cause of their hard lot. Still others see the balancing justice of a loving or punishing God behind it. However, the explanation can take on a completely different dimension. What if you're haunted by a spirit that causes you discomfort and sends shivers down your spine? Here is a step-by-step guide to help you recognize and banish a household spirit or negative energy field. Number 1. Is it really possible? It's better to keep ghost stories to ourselves if we don't want to be looked at the wrong way in the future. But what do we do when we get the sinking feeling that we are not alone in our house or room? We feel a cold breeze, lamps flicker, electrical appliances seem to be subject to constant energy fluctuations, and sometimes we feel such a strong presence next to us that even the most pragmatic among us can no longer deny it. Acknowledging the presence of a spirit is not easy for anyone. We tend to think we are crazy or physically ill before we would consider psychic phenomena as the cause of all the strange things around us. The fact is that if you feel uncomfortable, watched, and manipulated, even though there's no one else around, we have to face the fact that this could be a so-called spirit possession. A being from the beyond is trying to make contact with you. Now it's up to you to find out why and let the undead go away in peace. But easier said than done. So what would be the next logical step? Number 2. Objective assessment or highly subjective sensations. Dealing rationally with a supernatural phenomenon sounds like a complete contradiction in terms. In fact, neither panic nor pious wishes will help us in this situation. We should tackle this problem like any other challenge. So, if you can rule out technical faults and health problems as well, then there is really only one metaphysical cause left for the inexplicable in your life. Deep meditation can help you see things more clearly. Of course, you can also seek professional help. There are people who specialize in detecting the supernatural and who can also help you escort the uninvited guests out. But be critical and careful here. Not every self-appointed ghost hunter really has the special skills required for this task. Number 3. Who or what is intruding into your life? Now it gets difficult and, of course, a little experimental. However, ghostly possessions can only be dealt with if we know who we are dealing with. As psychic visitors rarely show a calling card, we need certain techniques to get to the bottom of them. Of course, you have to be a little open to the mystical. The possibilities range from intensive regression therapy under hypnosis to aura scanning and automatic writing. If you know people who can read your aura, invite them for a diagnosis. Sometimes the shadow lies directly on our energetic environment and is more of a mental and emotional problem than a metaphysical one. Guided meditations can also bring success, as can a dream analysis from an expert. If you get help on board to turn your ghost ship back into a dream ship, you must be able to trust this person. Unfortunately, there are still many self-proclaimed experts, especially in the field of esotericism, who can focus on their own profit, but not the best result for those seeking advice and help. Number 4. Acceptance. Spirits don't come into the lives of mortals out of sheer boredom. They're always on a mission and have a task to fulfill. We should quickly forget the image that horror films falsely instill in us, in which people can curse other people and have them haunted by ghosts. There may be people who exude enough negative energy to make life difficult for their contemporaries, but ghosts are not as easy to book as a vacation or a table in a restaurant. We have to take them seriously. but at the same time, free ourselves from the idea that they want to harm us. In most cases, the exact opposite is the case. They come as a warning of misfortune or as support in difficult times. Some spirit attachments, once accepted, feel like old friends anyway, which of course they may well be. A foreign power does not interfere in our lives just like that. The connection we feel is real and is based on real causes. The sooner we can come to terms with the fact that we have a supernatural visitor in our home at the moment, the sooner we can put our heads together. Who is here and why? How can we benefit from this flying visit? And of course, when does the involuntary roommate intend to recommend himself again? Number 5. Thanks, farewell, and successful letting go. The final and most important step, which is essential in the event of a spirit's detention, is the final ceremony or ritual that bids the good powers farewell from our lives. Here, too, there are various more or less tried and tested ways in which paranormal phenomena can leave their hosts. Incense burning with sage is certainly one of the best known methods for removing negative or unwanted energies from your own four walls. You can also get advice and help for this part. Sometimes, however, it's enough to light a candle in a quiet moment and thank the presence for appearing. Thanks are important. In doing so, we accept the service that the spirit has in all probability rendered us and demonstrate humility before the higher authorities. If you wish, you can say a prayer, a mantra, or freely formulate what you would like to say to your psychic visitor. When the candle is extinguished, we declare the witching hour over and resume our normal lives. Here, too, letting go is one of the most important points that should never be missed. In harmony with the supernatural. Unfortunately, ghosts have fallen into disrepute since the invention of cinema and television. They're seen as a curse or a plague that haunts the living and punishes them for their misdeeds. But in real life, the opposite is true of the supernatural. If we sense a presence that can definitely not be of this world, then it is with us for a reason. In most cases, it is dear deceased people who offer us their support from the hereafter, so that we are well equipped in this world.